G'day, Mick here from Side by Side Australia podcast. This is episode 17 of the Side by Side Australia podcast. Where are we? We're the 16th of July, 2026. So we're in the third year of the podcast and the third year of Side by Side Club of Australia. And this is the way that we let everybody know what's going on within the club and beyond in the industry. So what's happening in this episode? We have got a bunch of interviews to do. I've got to talk to the guys who have been running the events in the South Central region for Side by Side Club of Australia. I'm going to be talking to Johnny Rogers about the Scorpion Park ride that we did a few weeks ago. And we had Meat Fest, which was killer, but we'll get to that. Then I'm going to have a chat to Millsy, who's planning the ride up at Packsaddle when's that? In a couple of months' time, a couple of months' time. So not that far away now. And we're already starting to get a lot of people booking for that one. That's the big trail ride of the year. So Millsy's doing all his preparations and everything in the back end as we speak, trying to get organised for that. We're going to have a talk to Carl from Southern Queensland chapter of the Side by Side Club of Australia. He was at Manar Park, as was BJ and Penny and all the crew. But Carl's our trail boss up there helping BJ in the Queensland region. So he will be giving us a rundown, as will BJ, on what happened at Manar Park and the upcoming Rover Park ride. I was chatting with Carl this morning, and I didn't realise that he's actually been a Rover Park before, as has BJ. But Carl's been up there on two-wheelers back in the day, so we'll have a bit of a chat to him as well a bit later on in this episode. And I'm going to give you a rundown to answer a question that was put on the group chat not that long ago about jacks, different sorts of jacks to use on rides. Now, we've also filmed a segment about what gear to take to the big trail rides like the Packsaddle. That's not going to be in this episode. That'll be in episode 18. It's just too involved, and this episode was going to be an hour and a half long. It's not going to happen. No one had to sit through listening to me talk for that long. So that's about where we're at for this episode. So we are going to kick off by talking to Johnny Rogers about the Scorpion Park ride a couple of weeks ago. So we'll jump into that. Righto, Johnny Rogers. The ride that we had back in July 3rd to 5th at Scorpion Park, let's start by talking about just getting there.
It was the weather turned it on. As seems to be the case with every event we've been to recently, we bring the rains. So coming up the freeway between, Bridgewater and Mount Barker, I had the windscreen wipers going as fast as they would go, and I couldn't see the end of the bonnet on the car. I don't think I've ever seen rain like that. And that lasted for, I think it was a bit over 30 minutes. I was doing about 40 k's an hour on the freeway. And when I got home, I found out they'd had 65 mil of rain in that hour. So that was impressive.
Wow.
And then when we got to Murray Bridge, I was like, oh, brilliant. It's nice and clear now, until we got to Pinaroo. And apparently that band of rain had been through there as well. So the track in was, mate, it took some skills to get in and out. I really thought I was going to be walking at one point and leave the truck in the bushes. So
considering the vehicles that came and some of the size of the rigs that came in and the vehicles that were pulling them, I think there was one truck that they decided not to bring it all the way in, but offload and sort of drive in. But outside that, everybody got in. But I guess that's got a lot to do with the fact that everyone pretty much drives four-wheel drives these days anyway.
Yeah, that definitely helped. The fella in the truck rang me and I said, when you get to the end of the white limestone road, stop. And he was just hoofing along, and then he came over the crest and he was like, oh, wow, that must have been where John thought we should stop. And he ended up basically sliding his way the next 3 or 4 kilometres down the road till he found a little offshoot that he could dive into and unload. But in the process, his wife was following with a caravan and a four-wheel drive, and she managed to stick it in the ditch. And then they spent an hour and a bit getting unbogged. So he said it was pretty exciting.
But once we got in, the conditions were amazing because it's sandy. It doesn't matter how much rain we get on the actual track. It just gets better and better.
Yeah, that's right. It just turns a beautiful deep loam. No dust for the weekend, which is just fantastic. There's nothing better than being able to chase around with people, 20, 30 feet between you and have a bit of fun and be able to see. The dust sometimes we get is ordinary, so that was a real win there.
And there's a couple of new things for this event, even though we've been to Scorpion Park a few times before. I mean, obviously you and I and Noodles and Scoot and all the guys have been there hundreds of times because of the Thump Pump 300. But there are a couple of different things that we did this time. One of the club members was nice enough to donate a bunch of brand new orange traffic cones. So we went out and marked out a new section of track, which how much distance did that add to the track?
I reckon it was about 3 or 4 kilometres, so that was pretty good.
Nearly 20 Ks, you reckon, or 18 Ks?
I think it was about 18 and a half, 19 Ks, something like that.
Yeah, which is great. And next time we'll probably add a little bit more again, and each time we go back, it'll just keep getting better and better.
We're sort of planning to try and get up there and do a working bee and open up a little bit more of the track and give us a bit more length for the next event.
Yeah, absolutely. And part of the reason why we need to do a working bee up there is because we've got some big plans of what we want to do to that property. So obviously Wade, the property owner, he's recently purchased the old toilet block from the local school in Pinaroo. I think it was the Pinaroo school, but he bought that, and that's actually sitting next to the shower block that we built back 20 years ago. So at some point he's going to get a septic tank for that, and we'll probably go up and help him plumb all that in. And it'll make it that much more comfortable. We did renovate one of the old Thump Pump 300 long drops, which I think was very much appreciated by people. But there's more of those there which we need to get sorted out. But we're also looking at possibly putting a gas hot water service in the shower block.
Yeah, that'd be nice. So we don't have to mess around with a donkey and rusty old tanks and all that. So that would be excellent if we can get that rolling.
Yeah, so that's the plan. So Noodles is gonna get the gear together, and we've been doing a lot of fundraising anyway within the club, and things are going pretty well. So I think the plan is that we'll just fund that and make it all work. And yeah, hopefully before Christmas we'll get up there and get that all sorted. So next time the guys go back, we'll have hot showers, because the shower block itself is great. When Dreer and Chuckles built that years ago, I don't think that's ever going to fall over.
No, it'll outlive time. That one, it's good. It's definitely well made.
The other thing we've been thinking about doing at that property, there's been a bit of talk around the campfire of guys wanted to go back there a little more regularly. So there's a possibility that next year there may be more than one ride there, but it'll all come down to how many volunteers we get to put their hand up and help officiate at those rides, because obviously we can't do all of them because we're all pretty strapped. But if people do want to step up and help out officiating at some of those campaways, there is a chance that we can run more of those. So yeah, I'll put something on the Facebook page, on the group chat in a little while, asking if there's anyone who'd be willing to stick their hand up to help out, both for a working bee and also if they're willing to help out officiating at any of these campaways if we have more of them at places like Scorpion Park and potentially even the Coorong.
Yeah, that'd be great. And everyone has to remember it's their club. It's not our club. We're here to help make it happen. And then if guys want to run with it and make it bigger and more popular and more common and more events, that's awesome. That's what we want to do. We want to grow this so that, we do our major events and then anything else is a fill-in. So if guys have got the itch and they want to scratch it every month or every 2 weeks, they can do that if they're prepared to step up and run the events.
There's not much to it, really. It's pretty easy.
No, it's pretty simple.
Yeah, even you can do it.
Well, some would argue that I could. I'm learning. Technology and I are not friends.
All good. All right. Well, is there anything else you wanted to chat about with in relation to Scorpion Park?
Look, other than the ongoing stuff there with potential working bees to grow it and make it better, but the biggest thing I found with that weekend was we had a really good turnout and really good people, lots of new faces. That was the greatest thing. And the family environment is growing. I'd say more than half brought their families this time. There was kids. There must have been a half dozen, maybe 8 kids there, all up from, little tackers that were 3 and 4 up to 15, 16-year-olds. And it was just great to see that atmosphere happening. Kids getting involved, growing the interest for the new guys that are coming in, and then their families in turn will keep growing it. But the biggest thing with the big get-together was we all sort of camped close and had a great sort of campfire vibe. And then we had the big cook-up on the Saturday night with the meat fest that Adam turned on. And Adam, being strapped for time, was in the middle of harvest for his olives, and he still came up and turned it on, and that was unbelievable. I couldn't believe you know, when you're that busy and you still make time to come and do that for the club, that's so appreciated.
He didn't even spend. He didn't even spend the night. He drove all the way there. He did one lap in his X3, and then started cooking. And then as soon as he'd finished cooking, he packed up and drove home.
He was out of there, and he had a good time. He had a new trailer, a big buggy trailer, and he said that was exciting getting that in. It was. He definitely had to work for it. Luckily, he brought his wife's four-wheel drive, so it wasn't even his that was getting dirty. So
that trailer dwarfs my open trailer. Like, my open trailer is nearly 8 meters long, and his is 10 meters long. It's massive.
Yeah, it's massive. It is a big trailer. It's really good, and he's got a nice little nose cone on it that he can tuck all of the stuff in the front. He had all his barbecue gear in there, but it'd be great for stacking swags and whatnot in the front of it. So it was a really well thought out trailer.
Yeah. Now, I've had a bit of a chat with Adam since the event, as I know you have as well, because it was a fundraiser. Meatfest was a fundraiser, and we charged everyone $20 a head to come and eat probably $50 at least of meat each. He said it covered the cost, but there wasn't really anything left to give to the club at the end of it. And he said, look, if we can put the price up a little bit for next time, then he'll be able to get some extra bread and some extra salads and things like that and really make a thing of it, even though it was epic anyway. So we sort of discussed putting it up to 25, and then we said, well, look, why don't we put it to $30 but not charge the kids? Because if someone comes along and they've got 2 or 3 kids, even at $25 each, all of a sudden it's $100 meal. It starts getting pricey. Whereas some of those kids, they'll eat 2 sausages and a cevapcici, and that's about it. So
they eat like sparrows.
Yeah. So I think the final outcome, the final wash up was, well, let's charge $30 per person, but not charge anyone under 16. So the kids will be eating for free. Once they turn 16, they're going to eat like an adult anyway. So it's $30. Mate, it is well worth $30.
You couldn't get a counter meal for that, like of that quality for that money. Like even a normal counter meal is over $30 an hour. So it's a massive feast.
We had a bit of a chat going on because we got a separate WhatsApp group for the organisers of the club, and we had a bit of a chat about this on there. And next minute, Scoot pops up and says, Scooter Round will sponsor Meatfest at the Coorong, which is our last ride for the year for the South Central region. So he said, Scooter Round will sponsor that. Well, they'll chuck in $250. And I was like, oh, wow, okay, so we'll just charge the normal $20 each. We're not going to charge the kids. It's just $20 each at the Coorong, and Scooter Round's paying the rest. So thanks, Scoot. You're a legend, mate. Thanks for stepping up for that one.
Good people. He's a good man.
Yeah, we'll keep him. So that's at Coorong this year. So Meatfest basically is going to happen at all campaways for South Central region from now on. Adam's basically committed to that. So yeah, if you're coming along, we'll just get you to bring, if you're 16 or over, get you to bring an extra $30 for the Saturday night dinner. And that'll pay for all the food, and it'll go back to the charity as well within the club, which is a great thing. But for this year, you don't have to worry about it. It's only going to be $20 still at the Coorong. We obviously won't have Meatfest in the Queensland chapters, and we're not going to have Meatfest at the trail ride. So Packsaddle obviously won't have Meatfest because we're at the pub and we really want to do the right thing by the pub and have our meals there. Easy, mate. All right. Well, I've got Millsy sitting in the wings waiting to have a chat to me about Packsaddle because obviously he's been doing a lot of planning on that. So I might kick off and go and have a chat to him.
No worries, mate. Thanks for the chat, and say good day to Millsy for us.
No worries, buddy. Good on you. We'll talk to you soon.
Cheers, mate. Take it easy.
Just in case you missed it and didn't see the video when we posted it straight after the Scorpion Park ride, this is the show rule video from that event.
The lightning shows my weakness, the thunder knows my secrets, the storm is like a brother, it knows knows me like no other. So let it rumble, let it roll, 'cause it's all I know. You can keep your calm and easy, but that peaceful life ain't for me. The harshest gales call out from the tree, like it can sense the reckless in me. And when the clouds roll in, it's like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound, let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Oh. I see the waters rising with waves as strong as iron. My soul was born for running. Darkness is my compass, and I will follow where it goes, 'cause it's all I know. You can keep your sunshine story, but that peaceful life ain't for me. The harshest gales call out from the trees, like it can sense the reckless in me. And when the clouds roll in, it's like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound, let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. Oh. Sirens ring and run for shelter. I will chase that storm forever. The harshest gales call out from the trees, like they can sense the reckless in me. And when the clouds roll in, feels like I'm home again. Don't need your safe and sound, let the rain come down. Let the rain come down. So let the rain come down. Let the rain come down.
So Millsy, Packsaddle is coming up in not that long. It's only, was it 6 weeks or something? September 3rd to 5th.
Yeah, September 3rd to 5th, that's correct, yeah. Yep.
Yes, and not far off. So you're well and truly underway of getting ready for that, yeah?
I've done a lot of paper research at the moment, mapping and things like that, but we've got to put ourselves on the ground to see what it's really like, but we're underway, yes.
Because you were going to go up after the Coorong run, but had a couple of things come up, the main one of which a lot of rain.
A lot of rain, and then I had a couple of small health issues, and that's helped me back a little bit as well, but it was more the rain than anything. You wouldn't have got through anywhere, so yeah.
So how are the roads looking up there now? Are they all open, or?
No, they're still not all open internally. I do have to ring a couple of the property owners and to see how they're getting access in and out at the end of the day, but generally in the next few weeks I can't see any major rain, so I think it all should settle down and we should have good access. But that doesn't say that the creeks and that aren't still full, so I really need to go and map this out. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you'll go up a week beforehand like you did last year?
Me, a couple of good mates, Benny and Marshall, will go up there and we'll pre-run the whole thing and try and link up a couple of different spots I got in mind just to change the variety a little bit. But, yeah, it'll be good. It will be good, I promise. So, yeah.
And it also comes down to how many people are coming as well, because we've got, I think it's a dozen people actually locked in already, but you did some numbers yesterday of people who have said they're coming that haven't booked yet.
True. My numbers take us anywhere between sort of 20, 25, 26, maybe up to 30. So, yeah. So
I know there's a few from Queensland chapter too.
Yeah, that'll make a big difference to the ride at the end of the day, being the fact that another 8 or 10 buggies on the ground certainly takes time. I don't want to go out too far because we do have to come home. So
yeah, we come back to the pub each night. So give us a rundown of what we're planning on doing, because what we're saying to everyone to rock up on Thursday, because we're going to kick off Friday. Are we running the same schedule as last time? Are we going to start at lunchtime Friday?
Yeah, generally I think Friday's not a drama at all. Friday we'll run out to Nandora. Let me get this right.
I always get those two wrong.
So out to Nandora, out to the Minion family, and we'll just, it's a bit of a shakedown. We got a creek bed in there. It had a bit of water in it last year, so I would expect it's probably still got the same amount of water, if not a bit more, but we'll nut that out when we get there. So that's sort of a couple of hours, 2.5 hours, maybe 3 at the most, with a family chat and take the kids for a ride in the buggies and things like that when we get there.
And how many sort of Ks is that?
I never really took any notice last year, to be quite honest, because we can just knock it over in a few hours. Nah, it's not massive. It's only, if you'd done 100 Ks maximum, we'd be, max. So,
So no one's going to have any fuel issues on the Friday.
On the Friday in any way whatsoever. So, that's fine. Unless you're an absolute nut. So, yeah.
So half of them will have a problem with fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
And then Saturday morning that's the big one.
That's the big one. And I think we kicked off about 8 or maybe 8:30 last year. But if we have more machines, and I'm trying to put just a few more kilometres into it, it might have to be a slightly earlier start than that again to get us home at a reasonable time for obviously a shower and a good feed and a few beverages and a lot of stories. So, yeah.
Perfect. And we're having lunch on the Saturday out at Lisa's again at Nunduka?
Yeah, as far as I know. I hope you've got that organised at the end of the day. But I've allowed that into the program for the Saturday event. So, so.
Perfect. And then Sunday morning everyone gets up and then shuffles off home as they're ready.
Yeah, that's about how it's going to have to roll this year because, like I said, the weather, and look, I think even just the foliage, like the ground grass and everything else, everything's going to be different. Last year was pretty barren. It wasn't dusty. It was pretty cool last year. But they've had some huge rains early this year, and it's just gone nuts up that way. So
it's getting pretty impressive.
Every time I look on Facebook, Packsaddle Roadhouse report closed. Roads are just closed everywhere, but they are starting opening up. If you look and follow the weather a little bit, we're about to enter a dry spell, so hopefully everything will just settle down and we'll go from there. So, yeah.
Well, 2024, when we went up there, we were driving through flooded creeks just to get to the roadhouse. But when we got there, it was perfect.
That's right. That is correct. So, so it's not so much about what falls. It's about groundwater, how it shifts at the end of the day. So it can fall 100, 200 kilometres away. But if it's a good fall and those creeks run, well, then that affects us at the end of the day. So, yeah.
But we'll always find a run to do. It just depends on what it ends up being. We've got 1 million acres or 1 million plus.
Yeah, I live for side by side and I'll find a way around. It's all right. So, yeah.
All right, so if anyone hasn't booked any accommodation yet, just to let them know, I spoke with Mia this morning from Packsaddle Roadhouse, and she was saying there's 1 double room left and 4 twin single rooms left if you want actual accommodation at the Roadhouse. Otherwise, there's powered sites or unpowered sites. Now, she said the unpowered sites, it's $7 a night. What that gives you is a spot to camp up in the car park right next to the pub. Next to the Roadhouse, and it gives you access to the hot showers, which you are going to want, and it gives you access to the toilets, and it's just walk straight into the back door of the pub for all your meals and everything. So that's a really good option. If you want a powered site, though, Millsy, what are they worth?
I think they were about 15 a night last year. I let Marshall organise it this year, to be quite honest, so I don't know, but I don't know how far or how many powered sites they can really handle. I've taken 5 with a crew that's coming with me at this particular stage, but they might, if you're not worried about running extension cord out, you'll probably get a powered site. It earns them a little bit more money at the end of the day. The only thing I ask about this is the Packsaddle campground or the car park is reasonably small. So tuck yourself in tight when you get there. You're going to be living on everyone's shoulders if there's 30 buggies and if someone brings a caravan or whatever. On the same token, if you got a room and there's room over the road to park your car or something like that, maybe that's a sensible idea at the end of the day, just to free up that car park just a little bit, because it will become fairly tight, I reckon. So
yeah, and most people I think are going to get there on Thursday. That's most people's plans. I know we definitely will plan to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I'll be rolling in Wednesday. We plan on Friday. Plan on sort of being out the back, catching up with a few boys on the Saturday.
That's the week
This
before.
is sort of, yeah, well, this is, so I need to pre-run what I have planned and what is already prior mapped at the end of the day, but there's a lot more out there at the end of the day.
All I can suggest is anyone who hasn't already booked to come along on this ride, please jump onto the club website now and book. You only need to book just for the driver. Any passengers we sort out with cash when you get there, but just need to register one person per buggy, because if we start pushing, at the moment we've got it maxed out and limited at 30. We can change that, but it changes the ride. So if we hit 30, we may start having to look at cropping numbers, but we'll see how we go. At this stage, there's still vacancies, but jump on it and book in now.
The other thing is, if you have got a passenger, it might pay just to sort of let us know, because that will affect the lunch on Saturday for what Lisa has to prepare with the amount of people that are coming. It's all right to say you got 30 buggies, one person per buggy, you got 30 people. But all of a sudden, everyone has a passenger, and then all of a sudden we're up to 60 people. So
what we'll do, the email that I always send out the week before the event, I'll ask at that point for everyone to let us know how many passengers, if any, they're bringing, and then we'll have a full tally before Lisa has to go into Broken Hill to buy all of the food for the lunch.
But apart from that, there'll be a couple of drivers' briefings when we get there. I'm not going to get into the logistics of what we want you to do, but come down, enjoy yourself, and just be respectful for the landowners and the managers and everyone else out that way. So, yeah.
Exactly. And I'm going to drop a segment in for the next podcast, so episode 18, on what you should probably pack in your buggy to come on the Packsaddle ride, because it's not a normal ride. You're going to be very remote, and you need to be, as much as we're there to help, you need to be fairly self-sufficient as far as the gear that you bring.
True.
So I'll do a segment for the next podcast, episode 18, on that. And just quietly, Millsy, that little Polaris in the background, are you still going to have that by Packsaddle?
I think so. The other one's floating across the seas somewhere. So, yeah. So
new toys coming, new toys.
New toys are coming. I think this will be what I present at Packsaddle, yes. So
yeah, okay. I'm looking forward to seeing a new one.
So am I, trust me. So, yeah.
Come on, Scooter. He's ready. Get it happening.
That I am.
All right, Millsy, thanks for your time, buddy.
No worries at all. And, let's get this rocking and make a good one, eh?
All righty, we've got BJ from the Southern Queensland chapter of Side by Side Club of Australia. He is the event coordinator, and then we've got the wonderful Carl Millard from the same region, our newly appointed trail boss. He's there to help out BJ with all of our rides up that way. How you going, fellas?
Good, fantastic, mate. Good.
So I'll start off with Carl, because you're the fresh face to the podcast. You haven't been on before. How long have you been driving side by sides? And tell us what you're driving at the moment, mate.
I've been driving now for about 5 years. It started off with the 17 model X3, and now I've moved to Can-Am Maverick R's. So the top of the range type of stuff. That's what you're riding now.
Seems to be a pretty standard transition. We're having that down here in the other region as well. A lot of guys are switching from the X3s to the R's, just trying to outdo each other, as we do. But how are you finding it, mate? A comparison between the X3 and the Mav R?
You can go a lot faster in the Mav R. It's actually getting that much now that you've got to really pull back, and the car moves quicker than what the brain does.
That wouldn't be hard for some of us.
Well, when BJ was in it, when we were up at Manor there, it was like, yeah, things happen pretty quick.
Too right. It's an experience coming out of what I've been driving.
The way the guys explained it to me was basically you don't feel like you're going much quicker, but if you look down, you're doing 20 k's an hour faster everywhere than you would in an X3.
Yeah, definitely. And it just handles so much more better than what the X3 ever did. You know, much more sure-footed, except when you get stuck on big tree logs like what someone did at Manar.
Nah, mate, there was no photos or videos of that at all, mate. Don't stress.
No. Had to quickly get winched off the tree, just buy a Can-Am instead, you know, cut the Polarises out type of thing. No, it's all good.
It's incredible how I inspire stupidity. Every time I get my camera out, someone does something dumb. It's awesome. It's great for footage.
Yeah.
All right. And now, BJ, you've just got back from your big 6-week little jaunt up in WA, mate. What happened up there?
Yeah, another tour season done, mate. We had a blast. We had a few of our club members come up this year. So we did an 8-day tour with Marshall and Charlie from down your way. They came up, Marshall, and both of them brought their wives. So we had the two couples. That was an awesome tour because it was very relaxed, that one. We quite enjoyed where we got to this time around. And Charlie got himself a metre-long barramundi, so there's a big tick to the box. He's, proud as punch on that one.
Now, you told me before, you catch something that big, you don't eat it.
Nah, they're breeders, so it's more the thrill. And to hit that magic metre mark, personally myself, I still haven't done it. So Charlie, I don't think he'd caught anything bigger than sort of pan size beforehand, so he come running up the sand dunes screaming for somebody to take a photo of it, and I think I've sent you that photo and a few other boys. He got a fish of a lifetime, mate. So that's an impressive effort on anyone's part.
Yeah, and you found a waterhole that you hadn't been to before. It didn't even have a name or something, I think.
This is where I love working with the locals. One of the TOs and a chopper pilot were flying along the track, and they spotted probably off a couple of k's off to the side a waterhole. Gave me a GPS coordinate and said, "Can you go and check this out?" And yeah, we did that on the very first day. We went straight there. Probably a little bit of rock hopping, nothing too crazy, but the waterhole was sensational. And yeah, and that one we can actually swim in the top side. So if you know the Kimberleys, there's not many places you can swim without the snapping handbags having a crack. So to go somewhere where you can swim, well, that's awesome.
Oh, that's brilliant, mate. I'd love to get up there one day.
We'll get you up there, Mick. We'll get you up there.
It's finding that time, isn't it, Mick?
Oh, yeah. You just got to find me a day between Monday and Tuesday and I'll be right.
No.
All right, so we're going to have a quick chat about what happened at Manar, and then we're going to have a bit of a chat about what's going to happen at the next event at Rover Park. So Manar Park was the first event that we've had for the Southern Queensland chapter. I managed to get along to that for most of the event, which was great. And I think everyone was pretty happy with the way it all unfolded. What was your take on it, Carl?
The conditions could not have been better. It had rained a few days beforehand. There was zero dust. There was some good water puddles to absolutely bash it through. The creeks were flowing, and there's so many new faces that showed up to this event. It was, it blew me away because I thought I'd known a lot of the people around in Queensland with the buggies, and then suddenly all these fresh faces just turned up.
And then we start hearing from people who were there, so, such and such didn't come. They weren't sure what it was going to be like, but they're definitely going to get an invite along next time. So I think the next one is going to be a big one.
Yeah. Well, you've got, down south people coming up. You've got us guys going down. So, it'll be a pretty good turnout, and especially at Rover when it's been closed for so long. I'm just excited to get back there.
Yeah, so you've talking about Rover now, you've been there before on two-wheelers, was it?
Yeah, two-wheelers. We took the dirt bikes down there many years ago. It was a really good park to go to. So it'd be interesting to see how it is now when we go down there for a bit of a scout around first up. And, I'm really excited about this one.
So, BJ, you went there not that long ago and had a look. What's the place looking like now?
Look, I was talking to Matt the other day. They've had plenty of rain, so at the moment everything's nice and green. He said the tracks, because it's been closed since about 2024, some of the tracks are a little bit tight, but he was madly scrambling to try and get them mowed down and cleaned up enough. So we got probably 250 kilometres of tracks to do on about 4,000 acres from memory. The tracks down there range in from easy to advanced, everything from mud holes to steep climbs to rocky ridge lines. So it's very diverse, the terrain will be able to cover down there.
How different do you think Rover Park is going to be from what Manar was?
It's a little bit tighter, so we don't necessarily travel half an hour before you start a track. It's more 4,000 acres in comparison to 16,000 acres. But that being said, it's more hilly country, so there's a bit more hill climbs. From memory, there was even sections of a bit more rainforesty type of thing. So it's a very diverse area, just a bit more compact.
And if you're worried about it being a bit overgrown, don't stress too much, BJ, because you're in an X3 and Carl's in a Mav R, so just let him go first, mate. It'll be plenty wide enough by the time you get there.
That's why we assign Carl as our trail boss.
Yeah, exactly, because he's got the plough at the front, that 78-inch plough.
Thanks, Carl.
There was a good river, there was a good area to go down to the river as well, if I remember, at Rover as well. There's some good rocks, to go stop the buggies at and go for a big walk down there and have a look around there.
Sorry.
Yeah, I've got a field days to do for Gunnedah just before the event, and as soon as that's finished, I'll be heading up. So I probably won't get there till the Friday afternoon because my event doesn't finish till Thursday night. So, but you guys will be up there getting everyone signed in for the Friday on the Friday morning, and then riding will start Friday lunchtime and go through all day Saturday, and the permit will run till lunchtime Sunday. So if anyone does want to drive on the Sunday morning, they're more than welcome to. We usually encourage everyone to get as much driving done as you want on the Saturday, and because most people get up on Sunday morning and they're knackered, and they just want to spend the day to get home comfortably, clean their buggies, get their act together before they have to go to work Monday. But if they do want to have a drive Sunday morning, they're absolutely more than welcome to.
Just let us know if you're going for a ride on Sunday, because obviously we're keeping an eye on everything. And by all means, you've got the permit covers till lunchtime Sunday.
They had pretty good amenities there. What I remember at Rover, they had really good showers and toilet blocks and everything down there. So, hopefully it's all still the same. BJ, you'd know that, wouldn't you?
Hot showers, flushing toilets. There's a camp kitchen too, and a nice big area to camp on.
You guys are spoiled up there. We go to our places and we've got to rebuild the long drop before we can go to the bathroom, and we've got the old shower block that we built for the Thumb Pump 300 quad race 20 years ago that the donkeys are all leaking, so there's no hot water, and we've got to go up there and fix all that. And you guys go along to these places that no one's been to for 2 years, and the hot showers work and the toilets are flushing toilets. You're spoiled, mate.
Well, technology up this way.
That's right.
Says the guy who took 20 minutes to get his phone working so he could get in the podcast. Well, whatever.
Hey, Mick, we've had a few asked too about dogs. Can they bring their dogs along? A lot of Queenslanders do tend to camp with their dogs. Spoke to Matt, the owner, and he said, as long as the dogs are on leashes and well behaved, we'd obviously, we don't want something that's going to come and terrorise the neighbourhood. So if you're responsible, the invite's there to bring them. But just remember, we can't lead them off the leash or running amok during your camp. Yeah,
are you going to bring your pit bull again, BJ?
One-eyed pirate.
Our camp mascot. Yeah, I think Nulla's booked in to come along again.
Just keep him in the glove box.
Now I'm gonna have to bring her now because everyone's going to want to know what the camp mascot looks like, and the quality of Queensland camp mascot's not exactly the highest.
All right, fellas. Well, thank you for that. We're going to have a pretty long podcast this time, so I'm going to have to keep it fairly short. But if anyone's got any questions about what's happening with Rover, jump onto the chat, the group chat on Facebook. And you'll be able to see exactly what's going on. Everyone in the club will get an email the week before the event giving you some more details, exactly how to get there and any last-minute information that you'll need. So that'll all come out, just the week before leading up to the event. So BJ, you or I will do that because I'll be actually on event when that happens. But that's okay. We'll get that all sorted. And, I'm looking forward to catching up with all the gang that I saw at Manar Park and hopefully some others. Apart from the other Carl, he's a bit of a pain. He's not coming again, is he?
Carl H is bringing his daughter down this time.
Is he? Nah, I thought we dodged him. Do you reckon I just don't send him the email and he might stay home?
Well, he's got to show off his new buggies now, you see.
There's
That's
new
right.
buggies,
The only
mate.
person on the planet who's got 2 Can-Ams and his number plate on his truck is Polaris.
That's it. The Polaris number plated truck with the Can-Ams on the back.
Shows where his loyalties are, wherever he decides on the day. Yep.
That's
Yep.
it.
Actually, we
look
love
forward
Carl.
to
He's
seeing
good
that.
value. He's really good.
Yeah.
I'm stoked that he's coming. That's excellent. Good on you guys.
Yep, me too. Catch you up. See you.
See you
Take
there,
it
Mick.
easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my Lord, watch me sway. Darkness falls and we all pray, hoping for the light of day. Down to the river, I have held the devil's hand, felt the weight of my own sin, burdened by the heart of man. Down to the river, down to the river. Oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, oh, fire and water me, going down deep, saying, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, oh, fire and water me, washing me clean, kerosene creek. Mama taught me how to live, Daddy taught me how to give. Both of them had their own sins. Down to the river, every man has felt the shame. All our blood, it runs the same. Father, hear us as we pray. Down to the river, down to the river, sing, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, oh, fire and water me, going down deep, singing, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, oh, fire and water me, washing me clean, kerosene creek. Oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, oh, fire and water me, going down deep, sing, oh, bury me, carry me, oh, far beneath, oh, fire and water me, washing me clean, kerosene creek, yeah. Oh, kerosene creek, down to the river, yeah. Down to the river.
I've done a fair bit of research over the years on jacks for side-by-sides. These are 3 of the different versions that we've used from time to time. There is one that we don't have here because I don't think my wife would let me remortgage the house to buy one. But we'll talk about that in a bit. But these are the 3 that are relatively cost-effective if you can find them. So I'll start with the Can-Am one. This is quite good. They don't actually make it anymore. So if you can find one, you're doing well. I got this one off Sammy Mosca at Melbourne Sea-Doo, and it's good. It's heavy. It does quite a good job, and you just put your rattle gun in the top somehow. And that's basically all there is to it. So it does work quite well. I believe there's a There's a bracket that you can get to mount it on your roll cage, but man, it's heavy. It's really heavy, and they were expensive back in the day. For whatever reason, Can-Am don't actually make them anymore. But if you can find one, look, they're not a bad option. This one is a very cost-effective jack. It's a scissor jack, but about double the size of a normal scissor jack. So it's designed to be able to lift quite high, which is what you need with a side-by-side. It's not like a car where you lift it 4 inches off the ground and the tyre's off the ground. It doesn't work with side-by-sides. We've got a foot plus of travel. You've got to lift all of that travel before you even start lifting the buggy, depending on where you lift from. So these are a good option, similar to the Can-Am one where you use a rattle gun to power it, so you don't have to have batteries and things like that separate to what you've already got. Fortunately, this runs exactly the same size socket as the wheel nuts on an X3. Not sure how it works with the other buggies, but that works quite well. And as you can see, it lifts bloody high. I mean, that's 1.5 foot off the ground. So that's going to do the job in most situations. But again, quite heavy and quite bulky. But I got that from, I'm going to say BCF, somewhere like that. And I think it's a caravan jack is how they market it. If you don't have anything else and you just need something, it's a good option. Good luck trying to work out exactly where you're going to store it in your buggy. Yeah, if you can work that out, let me know. The good thing about a scissor jack is quite often you can work out a way where you wedge it in between two things and then open it out a bit and it'll lock itself in there, but put an extra strap on it just in case. Just remember, you're not always going to be up the right way. It comes with this handle as well, so you can just wind it by hand if you want, but I'm way too lazy for that, so this doesn't usually get a trip with me. The one that I really like is this, and I got that from, I think, AliExpress. It wasn't Temu, but it was someone like that. And anyone who's been on trips with me before has probably seen this. The best part about this, apart from the fact that it was about $300, so it wasn't stupid expensive, it does run the same size socket as the X3 wheel nuts again, which is a complete mystery. No, it's a 19 mil. So I've got a good size socket on there. I thought I was going to have to chop that and ask somebody very nicely who can weld the correct size hex on there for me, but it actually came with the right size. It's pretty much just a leg off a caravan or a trailer, but it's got this arm that comes out the side, which is basically you just put it underneath the A-arm or whatever. It comes with foam on it, like a one-sided foam, and that wore off in about the first 15 seconds of using it. So all I've done is I've put 1 million zip ties around it. So it's got like a rubbery plastic surface now, so it's not going to scratch your A-arm or whatever you're underneath, and they're not going to slip around because it's got all these horizontal grooves. Once you're sort of under the A-arm, it sort of sits there pretty well. And just like the others, when you do it the right way, it just winds up and winds down. It's a very simple thing. Probably designed to use with a cordless drill, not a rattle gun. But I work on the theory that I'm not going to use it 1,000 times. If I use it 50 times and then it dies, I'll get another one. Because rattle guns do tend to wreck stuff that are not designed to be rattled. Hence the name rattle. The one that I don't have here is the AGM carbon fibre jack. There's a couple of different versions of those, one of which uses a rattle gun and it's a similar sort of style to these. The other takes I think a Milwaukee battery, so it's got the motor and everything built into it. They're well over $2,000 Aussie if you can find one. I think there's one distributor in Australia that does them, but they are amazing. One of the boys from Melbourne Sea-Doo always has one of them on board, so we've used that one quite a bit. It is a very handy bit of kit, but they're just so expensive. But you can buy proper clamps for them that go on your roll cage, so you can clamp it on your roll cage. So they are tricks. So if someone wants to buy me one, I will graciously accept it, but my wife won't let me buy one. The best jack that we've used, and we use it all of the time, is 10 fellas. It's the cheapest jack, it's the funniest, and I'm always filming when it happens, but basically you undo 3 of the wheel nuts and leave one just loose. You get 8 or 10 guys or girls along the edge of the buggy. You get someone squatting in front of the wheel with the extra wheel that's going to go on, and all the guys just lift up, the wheel comes off, the other wheel goes on, put one nut on finger tight and lower it slowly back down again, and then put the rest of the wheel nuts on. It's really quick and easy. Yes, I guess somebody could slip and hurt themselves in that process, but then there'll be 7 or 9 other people there taking the rest of the strain. It should be okay, but it's definitely the quickest and easiest way of jacking a buggy up to change a wheel. That's my own personal opinion anyway. So there you go. That is my take on jacks. Thanks to the person who posted it on the group chat asking the question. I did answer it briefly, but I hope this gives it a little more clarity. I pretty much always have this jack on me when I've got a buggy there that I'm in. And the thing I love about this jack is it fits really nicely under the driver's seat or the passenger seat of an X3. It goes in from I haven't done it for a while, goes in from the front, I think it is, and it pretty much just holds itself in there. Then I get my belt changing bag, which is that flat square bag, and that just wedges in there and holds it all in place. That's got my rattle gun in it, so to use one I need the other anyway, so they both come out at the same time. So for my money, I think this is probably one of the best options, or 9 mates. That can get expensive as well. Alrighty, that's it for episode 17 of the Side by Side Australia podcast. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for putting up with us. Hopefully there's enough information there to keep you guys all going until the next episode, which shouldn't be too far down the track. We look forward to seeing you guys out there on the trails. Keep your eyes on our social media. Keep putting your questions up on the group chat on Facebook, and we'll keep answering the questions as best we can. Till next time, catch you later.